Well, good afternoon to everybody. This is obviously a Saturday afternoon. We had a little bit of sunshine earlier, and I quickly came out while I had the chance to uncover the pond, and I took all the bubble wrap off. I doubt we're going to get any really heavy cold and snow, not for us anyway, because our garden is fairly sheltered with tall fences and big shade and big hedges everywhere else. You can see there hasn't been much else done. I have spread seed and compost at that end of the lawn, as you can see, after spiking it all, but there's not much else to report in the garden except for the pond. I took all the bubble wrap off and I cleaned out all the slimy pond weed, and I just dumped it there on the bed by the cherry tree. That will as I cover it with compost, will rot away and just feed the soil. Otherwise, usually I put it in the compost. I did put the little grids, the metal grates, back on the top of the pond, and the perspex just to keep it a bit warmer, just in case, because I had noticed somebody had frogs born in their pond already, even this time of the year, and I thought, wow, if the frogs are active and starting to lay their eggs now, I'd better make it possible for them to get into the pond to lay some eggs. And so I've put a tiny little bit of a bridge for them to get to the water. That's the lowest side of the pond. So hopefully I've made it welcoming enough for them. I didn't want to completely leave it uncovered because I have some swan mussels in there. Weirdly, might be the only neighbours around here with mussels in their little pond. But also, if the frogs do lay their eggs, we have a lot of seabirds and other predatory birds around here, so just to protect the eggs, if they're laid, then at least they'll have a safe place in the pond. And now let's hope that somewhere underneath that shed, or under corners there by the hedge, there are some toads and frogs hiding, waiting to come and lay eggs. We had a mating pair last year, so let's hope they come back again this year. It would be wonderful to have some frogs, because I don't want to use any slug control except for nature. So let's hope that the frogs come back. And that is about, wow, you can see that mess I've left in there when I dug up the rhubarb. That's all still got to be sorted. The yacon has to be dug up, because I dug some yacon up in the front garden and it survived the frosts all right, and the front garden gets way worse frost than the back, but they were wireworm. So I think that in the absence of things like carrots and other things for wireworm to feed on, the fact that my yacon was still in the ground and has a slightly carroty flavour to it, maybe that's why they were wireworm, because yacon is usually pest free. So I think it was a great idea to leave it in the ground over winter as long as it's protected, but I think it just makes food available for other pests that I don't want to feed on my stuff. So anyway, that yacon and that one in the end bed there will come out within the next couple of weeks, because I need to make space for things as they grow, seeds to grow anyway. That blackcurrant bush I was going to move, but I left it too long and it started sprouting now. So it just has to sit where it is until the end of this next season. And then I'll move it to the front garden, hopefully add some more height and protection out there, because we have a little wren that has now made residence very close by and visits the garden every morning. And of course little wrens stroll around on the ground a lot, hiding under the bushes and looking for food, and we watched it feeding, so it was absolutely lovely. So the more shrubbery I put in the front, the more that little wren will keep coming back every day. So yeah, this blackcurrant over there will be moving at the end of the season. The kale is still looking great. They're still little seedlings, so hopefully they'll sprout up and keep growing for us. What else? There isn't a great deal else. It's just a waiting game now, waiting for almost the end of the month, and I'm dying to put some seeds in soil. Let's hope I can keep them warm. I shall make a few cold frames just to give a bit more warmth under the potting shed there. I shall have to tidy up all the stuff we brought home from the allotment to make more space, and do some potting little cold frames under there. And at the same time next month, hopefully, if the weather breaks, we'll be building the veranda across this side of the house. That would be lovely, and then I could have space to sit outside in all weathers. Those apple trees there and the figs and the grapes, they'll all have to move. We'll have to move them elsewhere, because all of that is going to be window boxes, hanging baskets, tubs, everywhere underneath the veranda. So yeah, I'm still excited and looking forward to that bit of our plans coming to fruition. It's a bit of a mess under there. I have some bags of the hedge trimmings to go to the skip, because I have no way of getting rid of it here. If I had a composting loo, that would have made perfect shreddings for that, but I don't, so that's got to go to the skip. Still bags of soil there for me to use to pot up some things. I'm going to buy loads of pots for all the other stuff that needs to go in pots. Yeah, the bay is still recovering nicely and getting much better. It seems to like the spot, because they were all like that when we had it at the allotment, and since bringing it home and giving it a feed of bone meal and changing its aspect, it looks much better now. So yeah, it's recovering. Oh, lucky find. A broken food waste bin that blew up the road here from somebody else. We left it out there for them to come and collect, and a week later it's still there. So obviously they've got a new one with a lid, so that one is going to get holes in the bottom and become a planter. You know, if it blows around and nobody wants it and collects it, it's fair game for plants. There's also an old water tank just over there, if you can see, from that's going to have the pipes taken out, and that'll be turned into another part of a fountain thing to go into the pond, so we can keep water circulating and make less of a job for the mussels to filter the water. So that is about it. Nothing more to report. It's just that limbo waiting game. So I'll catch up with you all again soon. Bye bye.